All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is August 17th, 2023, and well, maybe it's not such a happy time here lately. Um, the market's been going down. This is the S&P 500, and we are at RSI 2 of 5. So that's interesting, and which means we could still have some downside. However, the Russell has an RSI 2 of zero point 0.4, which led me to add some more Russell stocks today to my short-term portfolio. Once I get a rally, it's not an if, but it's a when. When we get a rally, I'll take some of it off, and unless we get like a reversal, which, boy, this looks like it's pretty hardcore. But if we get a reversal, which over here on the weekly chart, it still looks possible, which is pretty wild. This is a giant sell-off for just a few weeks, and we're we're not even oversold on the true Momo indicator on the daily time frame. So uh, that's probably good, which is because that means it's holding up like it was back here, and it could mean that we could get a V bottom or something like that popping anytime now. Um, that's not wishful thinking, because if that doesn't happen, I'm prepared either way. But I'm just saying, to have that weekly chart as strong looking as it is, and have the hourly chart look this much of a sell-off, and really the daily as well. Um, this is a confounding type of a market that is exactly what you need, and we're down here at the Harvard line, which is kind of like that's the stop, if you ask me, at least short term. And if we get just a rip higher, and we've got just a little bit more time in the month, if we get a close back, really up above that line for the month, that is a giant indicator that we are doing everything we need to do to shake people off and get this market going back positive. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because that could be, that's a week or two out. All right. So the Russell still pretty pulling back here and pretty rough, although we are pretty oversold. Um, the S&P, which we already looked at, same kind of a thing. It's actually, this is starting to look pretty, like a megaphone pattern, which um, broadening patterns break back to the upside eventually. The Dow, I still think it looks like it's holding up the best. It actually went red today here, still green over here on the weekly, and this is a pretty good area for a bounce. I'm starting to see this show up over here. Um, on the intraday charts. So, anyways, the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's also held up pretty well through all this. So, really, FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, Microsoft, Intel, Tesla. Just thinking of the big name stocks that could rebound pretty quick, and you can start watching for those. So that's kind of what you want to do, in my opinion, is start watching those stocks that have held up really well. Nvidia. Let's look at Nvidia, because I just want to see it. It's one of the strongest stocks on the planet. Oh, it's getting ready to have earnings, so that's good. I'll stay away from it for now, but that could be a positive driver for the market in the whatever that, what was that date? 8/23. Next Wednesday, I think. So, all right. Oil. What did oil do today? Should not have flipped to the oil futures contract, because it's going to flip out the computer. It's going to take a second. Bear with me for just a second. There it is. Performance problem detected. Really want to get that fixed sometime. Wish I had more time. So here's oil, and it is, that was that first head fake, and I've talked about this a few times. In fact, I could show you, well, here, on the downtrend here, we've actually had this a couple times in the regular markets. This all turns green up here on the hourly chart and then falls. We got a green up and down here, which you could make money through, don't get me wrong, but then it fails, and we're still in an uptrend because we got higher highs and higher lows at this point, but it's red here. So yeah, this is actually getting really close to a buy signal for me. So all right, and that'll be with either, well, that'll be with the USO contract for what I do. So let's look at the USO contract for fun. That's what that looks like. So I am watching literally for this thing to turn green over here on the right hand side and probably put in a new high, a higher high. So that's what we're looking for, and a break of these diagonal levels. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that for tonight and flip over to stockcharts.com and look at the bullish percent indexes. The Dow tacked on a new O today, minus 4.76%. The NYA tacked on a new O today, minus 4.91%. The transports, big move lower today, 18.75%. So back into the realm of potential, reversal. I mean, I don't know what it looks like on a chart, but I mean, that's good enough of a sell-off finally to start looking for something. The NASDAQ tacks on a new O, minus 2.43%. We're getting enough bearishness now that we could start really expecting sometime a bullish move. So three O's lower, minus 7% on the close, which I think means, technically speaking, we had to, because these are 3-box reversals. That's, if you look at the settings, it's 6%, yeah, 246. And the OEX tacks on 2 new O's, minus 6.45%. And the NDX, which is where I really want to start looking for some strength. 3 new O's to the downside, 11.63%. All right. And finally, our automated trading systems. There's 3 of them. We got a little bit of a sell-off on the Russell, which isn't my favorite of them anyway. And this is the Dow, which now we're in new green dots. Woohoo! That's great. Our equity in the Dow is actually higher than it's ever been, according to this. So I have adjusted this over the last since this big sell-off, but we're looking good. So just to get less of a sell-off really going forward. And then the NASDAQ has been coiling higher, and it's mostly sideways for today, but that's good too. So automated trading systems are on their way again, and that is good. This volatility helps that, for what it's worth. I think tomorrow's at least one more down day. Could show you why. If we flip back here to the, well, let's look at the ES. This is that broadening pattern, kind of. I drew it in, and it's been on the other side of it, which means it overshot my marks. If I tie these together, it's still a broadening pattern. And actually here, uh, is not near as much of a head fake. We got two green spots here coming on the way down on the hourly chart, but it didn't happen in our EMA's indicator here in the middle. So, what I'm looking for is all that to line up and we go back up again, and this thing to curl over and go back up, and that's going to probably happen, or I think it has to happen on the 1 hour chart first. That's what I got for you. Tomorrow's a Friday. Eventually this sell-off's going to reverse, and in the meantime, I'm still looking for trends that are reversing or already going higher. Until next time, which will be a weekend review, take care, good trading, and have a great night.